Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to another episode of Sundays with Sully. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe and like button down below there on whatever you're watching on YouTube or Instagram to stay up to date with the latest marine tech tips and trends. What are we talking about today, guys? Today we are talking about AIS. That's the Automatic Identification System. It's a black box. It's going to mount behind your dash in 99% of the cases. Some VHF radios have them built in, but for our conversation, we're just going to say it's a black box. It has its own dedicated GPS antenna, and 99% of the time it's going to have its own dedicated VHF antenna as well for a transceiver system. There are three classes as far as AIS is concerned. The Class C, that's a listen-only module. That means it's not sending out any signals. It doesn't need a GPS antenna. It's just there to repeat onto your chart plotter what it is seeing. That's it. The next level and best bang for your buck is a Class B AIS. That's where the GPS antenna comes in. That's taking your data, your navigation, and it is then transmitting it out to all the boats in your area as well. All the commercial guys, everything like that. They're showing up just the same on there. And then there's Class A. That's the big boys. You can put that on a regular boat if you want, but that's for the big boys. We're not going to go into all that. So, what does AIS do? Like we said, we'll show you here on this chart right here. We have an Ais Target. Now, if you look on the chart here, you're going to see this red dotted line coming off of here if we kind of zoom in a little bit. And you're going to see we've got a collision course time. It's going to let us know if I don't change course and this boat stays there, we are going to hit and there's going to be a collision in 7 minutes and 19 seconds. So now what we can do is we can come in here, we can click on it, and it's an AIS. And it'll tell us, hey, signals it's dangerous. It's red, it's a problem. We get our GPS speed right there. We get our heading. It tells us nearest approach. It's going to hit us. It's going to come within 300 feet of us, 311 feet of us. And it's, counting down from 7 minutes right now for that. So we can hit the call with the radio button. If you have a NEMA 2000 Garmin radio tied in with your Garmin, you hit call them, and now you can initiate a contact with them and say, hey, I want to pass port to port or starboard to starboard. And that way you don't even have to, have a conversation with them. You can do that all via the MFD. So this is kind of a nice little safety feature. When we talk about, situational awareness and being aware, this is a really great thing to have on top of a radar and let you know what's going on. Something worth noting when we're talking, we look at how this is refreshing on this screen here with the chart. Depending on whether it's a Class A or a Class B and the speed of the vessel, it's going to depend on how quickly this picture refreshes or the target refreshes for it. Because obviously a slower boat doesn't need to be refreshed on that chart as often as a quicker boat. So in Class B terms, if the boat is at anchor, it's refreshing every 3 minutes, basically. And then if it's moving 2 to 14 knots, so your average sailboat, it's going to be refreshing every 30 seconds. When we go from 14 to 23, now we're refreshing every 15 seconds. And we go above 23 knots, now we're at 5-second refresh rate. So it's not uncommon. If you're running your radar, you see the blip and then you see the AIS target behind it, that's normal. The radar's telling you what's really there. There's a lag with the AIS. It's a small lag, but it does let you know that it is there. And again, you can look at the boat and tell what's going on. The other nice feature, if we kind of scroll around here, we'll notice we've got another boat over here with the red, it's in danger. We click on it, it tells us it's the Aqua Express. We hit Ais Vessel, and now it tells us what's going on with that. That's a vessel towing. It's 26 meters by 10 meters. It's underway, and we can get all of that other information from there. So we get their size, how much water does it draw, and we can pull all of that. Last time it was reported position, what's our nearest approach. All of those kind of things show up to us right there. And as you can kind of see on this one, even though we're in demo mode, you can see the squiggly lines there. It does show the track line of the target. You know, if we look here with our Ais target for the boat going the other way, we can look behind it and we can see that red line. That's the historical breadcrumb line of that boat, in this case being a ferry, right? So we can look on that and see what's going on. And we can go ahead and we can pull it up and we can see that this thing has now picked up speed. It's now doing 10 knots. And time to nearest approach is 2 seconds, 1 second. There we go. It's now going to be past us. It is no longer a threat because it says time to nearest approach is past. We see that that is opening. And once that opens up right there, it's no longer an issue for us. So just some of the things you can do with that AIS. You can, look up boats, see how big they are. You want to have somebody, if you're coastal cruising and you want to have your friends and family be able to track you, if you give them your MMSI number, they can go into any of the number of apps, plug that in, or even online, and see where the boat is and track you in real time with vessel traffic services and vessel monitoring. For no cost. So it's kind of a cool little thing there. Speaking of the MMSI, in order to transmit on a Class B or above AIS, you do need an MMSI number. You can get that via Boat US. If you're a Boat US member, it is free to you to get that number. And that's if your boat is coastal. That means it's not going to be going international. You're not going to Canada. You're not going to the islands. If you are going international, you then need to go through the government and file the paperwork and wait for the long delays and get your MMSI number that way so that it's registered for international use. Until there's an MMSI number programmed into your Class B or AIS, it does not transmit. It is a receive only. You'll plug this thing in, you'll get all your targets, it'll show you everything around you, but you won't be showing up on anybody else's screen. That's because you didn't program in the MMSI number. You want to have a professional make sure that's programmed in because they want to know where the GPS antenna is. They need to know what type of boat it is and get all of that done. So highly recommend you get a marine professional like us to come in and program that in for you. So that's a lot on AIS this week, guys. Hopefully you guys found it insightful. If you have any other additional questions about AIS, its uses and applications, let us know. Leave it down below in the comments or sales@Navtronics. As always, we love talking to you guys. We love explaining stuff and trying to get you set up for safety and success out on the water. So that's it. That's all I got for this week, guys. Until next time, take it easy. Peace.